Hi all, welcome to another absolutely fabulous Banter Blitz at Chess24. So it's 11:30 AM and I've got my preview now. This premium discount, 15% off with the voucher code Kingscrusher, is worth checking out. One of you just before the show last week joined up as a premium member. It's well worth it. You can challenge the likes of even the world champion Magnus Carlsen, really high top flight grandmasters, and there's lots of other perks as well for premium membership. So the 15% off with that voucher code, worth checking out. Okay, let's go to the challenges today. Okay, so challenges. We got Schilling as the first, as my first challenge today. Probably out for revenge from last week. I'm going to try and trick him with G6. So this is not the standard King's Indian. I wonder if I'll play like this: target and then knight C6, knight F6. Okay. I think this structure is going to be okay with the double pawns here. Famous last words though. Okay. Queen B6 runs into knight A4. Queen D7 might be interesting. Just to unpin. I want to play knight E4. I don't want knight A4 to C5 with C6 being loose here. Knight E5 taking... I think that should be okay. So yeah, I'm wondering about knight E4 now. It hits that bishop, potentially undoubling my pawns. I want to play with the dynamic G file on a good day, if a good day happens. F6 here seems, just to rule out this knight E5. That might be a good safety point. As well as maybe providing E5 at some point. The idea is not really E5. He seemed to be against E5 there. It was really just to rule out knight E5. I could cheekily double on the G file with rook F7, rook G8, the other rook to G8, bishop F8, and then double. In the meantime, I might be obliterated though on the queen side. That's the problem. Knight A4 is going to be a serious and imminent danger. If he undoubles my pawns here, I'm not too worried. It's another pawn towards the center. So I want to cheekily double the rooks on the G file. Okay, undoubling. Now B6, there's queen B5. Knight takes D4. Queen takes. Knight E2 check, king F1. So I'll end up losing material. Okay, maybe it's better to consider E5. It gives my queen flight over there. Or rook G8, knight C5, queen E7. There's no immediate damage. Okay, I think there's no immediate damage on knight C5, queen E7. I'm looking at knight B7. I'm holding E6 and B7. Okay, knight A6 if he wanted. But I just want to double the rooks. It's crude, but I think could be effective. Just doubling the rooks with bishop F8, rook FG7. Trying to do the damage, so to speak. If you've seen that philosophical question video I posted on my own channel, what makes a strong move, I think there could be some damage, permanent damage, if I can get this plan. But can I? Can I protect B7? Knight D8 seems, if I want to do that. I'm holding d7 for the moment. I just want to play bishop f8 and double the rooks. Will I be permitted that? What's happening here? Is he going for queen c5? I'll do this. Or maybe b6 is better. Oh, there's rook c7. Okay, rook c7 is the threat. So if I go back to c6, knight a5. Oh, knight a5. Okay, is there an answer here with e5? Am I just compromising my center too much? Okay. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to shield that c7 for the moment. And he's ahead on the clock, yes. This looks like bad news. I'll play to stop rook c7. It does look as though he's drumming up all sorts of nasties. Try and weaken. Yeah, I'm too weak here. Okay, f5 for bishop b2. That's a bit ridiculous. Not getting that plan in. Well down on the clock now. Also, f5 is hanging. Unless I can insert b6 and dissuade this rook f5. Can I play b6? What? Queen. Oh, I could take that for a moment. Queen e6, yeah. Unless there's anything better, I don't think so. I'm 30 seconds down. I think he just takes on f5, unfortunately. At the minimum. What? Is that a mouse step? Oh, no. It's a good exchange sack. Bishop e5. Okay. Can I play queen g6 for a moment? Oh, I'm a whole minute down now. I'm a whole minute down. Okay. There's simply, just this. Yeah, my sense has been wrecked. Yes, he can even do that cheeky move. A whole minute down, 2 pawns down. Coming up to 2 pawns down. If I can get 2 connected passed pawns over here, though. That's not happening. An active king. Okay. There's 1 or 2 issues here to solve. I think the clock's one of the big issues. Losing all the pawns is another. I think this is his. I think I've lost all my pawns. Okay, I think that was it. I didn't get a chance for the G file there. Well played. Okay, I'm hoping things get easier after. Okay, killer cat. Yeah, so knight c6, e5 coming up. Okay, so I might be threatening queen h4 check here in this tango line. This early queen h4 hitting e4. Oh, okay. Okay, that might be premature. There might be some game left there. Okay, thanks. Kasparov fan. Okay. Although, I mean, I know it's not desirable to lose the centre pawn, and the king's going to be misplaced, so I think it was big trouble. Yeah. I'll play this bishop d6. I've noticed my opponent doesn't mind weakening a collection of dark squares here. I'm hoping this will be his undoing at some point positionally. Can I also play on this side? It's fragmenting the pawns. And on this side, okay, yeah, bishop b7, and yeah, I'm not minding about immediately collecting this pawn. It's kind of tying down pieces, I would expect. Let's put a pawn on g4, this maneuver. I think I played a famous footballer and chess player who played this maneuver once in one of the Lloyd's Bat Masters. I remember, I thought peculiar, knight h7, but it's kind of positional sometimes, just to sort of tap into that dark square. Knight g5, I've forgotten his name actually, I would say. This, yeah, there's a footballer with quite a good FIDE rating. Okay, bishop d6. Is it? Okay, so knight d5, queen d8. It looks as though I'm not in a great place at the moment after knight d5. Yeah, it looks simple and strong. Knight d5. Maybe, okay, maybe knight a5, and then being able to take, and then knight c4. That would be something. I think knight a5. If I get the chance later. So knight a5, bishop takes, knight c4, and that should be okay. Okay. All right, this center is looking scary though. Okay, I think I should castle. This is getting a bit nasty. Maybe a separate plan then. Knight a5 and c6, slight deviation. C6. Kick this knight back. Well, there's another idea. Bishop a6. Okay. C6 and bishop a6. Is there any other ideas? He has got an imposing pawn center here. Oh, hang on. I suspect e5 is nasty there. Not so much here. There's also, he's walked into bishop a6 as well, but e5 opened up the bishop, so there was knight e7 and bishop e7 potentially. No, the knight's protecting. Okay, maybe because the knight was protecting. It wasn't a winning tactic. I'm just looking at that briefly. That e5. Okay. Right. So knight e6 not to have that liability, or f6. Knight e6. There's knight f6 check. I know there's knight f6 check, but it's looking a bit nasty in any case. Bishop g3 might be a good place for the bishop at the moment. Queen, okay, that's ruled out. Okay, he can win the exchange as well with bishop a8. It might be something on the light squares after. I would hope there's some light square compensation, but I have to protect h6 here. I don't want that queen over there. I think he could just take the exchange actually, and knight takes d7. That is grim looking. He's using too much time here, I think. That's a simple transaction. Bishop takes and knight takes. Right, so f8 is going to be a problem. Do I get mated with a check over here? Because otherwise bishop d3. There's check there, I just take. Check there though, I'm probably in serious trouble. So probably I have to defend f7. I'm going to do it with this move. I don't want knight h5, queen f7. If I can avoid an immediate disaster, he's only got 55 seconds, but can I avoid the immediate disasters? Do I deserve to avoid the immediate disasters? I don't know. Knight d7, there's pressure on the diagonal. Okay, so the queen's coming off means probably I'm not going to get mated in a hurry. So I'll go for that for a moment, and then d6. Just that pawn that was hanging. I think there's some play here for me, some light square compensation. So knight c6 hitting e5. Okay, so I can pin. That's probably a good idea in general. Bishop e2 looks to be winning material here. Or winning the exchange back. Rook e3. Okay, so if I'm not getting mated, it doesn't seem I am, so I'll play this. Yeah. No, that was really dangerous. I wonder if the engine thought it was winning for white immediately with something. Let's have a quick look. Yes. Bishop e4 was mentioned. d5. Alright, so apparently this is just a draw actually with knight h5. I thought I was getting mated. I can play rook takes. Alright, it gives h8 to the king. And what happens here? Okay, it's not being mated. It's equal. But what I played instead, knight d8. Well, white's technically better, but the clock situation is not factored in here. Okay. Jetzel. Let's see. So we have this Tarrasch stuff. It's mighty windy today in London. Yeah, there's this sort of hurricane thing going on today. 60 miles an hour in London, the winds. You can hear them slightly in the background. You might be able to hear them slightly. Peaking at 2 p.m. The wind speed. Okay. So rook c1 or something else. Rook c1. Rook c1 seems reasonable. H3 seems... no, it doesn't. Does it? Maybe I don't like this X-ray actually. A3. Am I in trouble? I want to play Queen C2 without Knight B4. Now, if he took and then D4, it's a bit committal. Maybe E takes. Is it a bit committal? He's ruled out my Queen C2. Can I play F4 here? Just to be able to have some option now on Knight E5. So here, I would like maybe King H2 and G4. Is that pushing things too much? King H2, G4, G5 looks... You can always use the E4 square. If he gets this X-ray out, we get this sort of pinned pawn. Not X-ray, this kind of pinned pawn. Alright, so I'll throw in G4, G5 anyway. Alright, can I take here, in this case, and then take there? Is that something... I'm going to go for it. So he takes my rook, I take here, I'm attacking his rook. I think I get some more bits than he does on this occasion. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 1, 2, 3. That's good news. Okay. Knight F3 for a moment. Bishop drops back. Maybe I should take... I should probably protect B2. Maybe H4 and Queen H3. I don't know if that rook's going to be... It's going to be harassed. Rook D2. I don't want to tie down a queen holding the rook. So I think, okay, A4, A3 is a nice plan. When that happens, maybe Knight B1. It's a good undermining. There's also maybe Queen A1. An alternative, instead of defending over there, H4, A4, Queen H3, G6. What about, okay, it looks more solid to do this actually, somehow, not on the king side. How do I regroup the forces here? Queen A3, you always have the B3 square. Queen A4 gives my knight potential C5 square. If I invite the exchange of queens here, if I have a knight on C5, is it that bad? Okay, so E3 holds F4. If I make King G2 here, queen c6 threatens queen e6. Maybe that's a nuisance move. And there's rook b6 and queen c7. It's kind of... If my queen's not getting trapped, this could be good fun anyway. This expedition. Well, anyway, rook b6, I can always go back to a4. So I'm threatening queen e6. It plays rook b6. What about queen c7? Okay, so if I took that, I can blockade actually with knight e1 to c2 to a3 if that's any good. Is there any point to that? Is there any point? Don't know. No. He's going to double on b2. b2 is my liability. If I did that, he would just double on b2. Okay. Knight e1 to c2 here. To a3. Is there a point to blockade here? I mean, okay. No, I'm going to weaken e3 at this rate. Knight a3. If he does rook e8, there's knight d5, or is there queen e4 check? There's queen e4 check. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Queen e2 to f3 or g4. Knight a3. Rook b3 threatens rook c3. There's knight b5 as well though here. Knight cb5. Okay, that's not too nice. I think I'll avoid that. a3 ba. Okay, and I'm getting short on time as well. But yeah, I think he was threatening rook c3. Can I have queen f3? Is that me? All right. Can I take here? I think queen f3 to at least try and time down to d5. Well, does he just play knight e7? This is the thing. He's just playing. Can I play a4 while I've got a chance? That gives me some option of knight b5 and then knight 1 to c3. Well, I thought it did anyway. As though I'm going to kick this or protect c3 somehow. Okay, this is getting nasty. That's pre-move time nearly. Okay. I don't know. Okay, knight b5 here. Oh, getting really defensive. That might help me. It seems more solid. Can I go back to f3? That looks good news. Blockade is always nice in general. Yes, it became dangerous there. Very okay. Well played. Teja. Hi. Okay. Here we go. Is Teja around? 1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants, 6 elephants, 7 elephants, 8 elephants, 9 elephants, 10. I think I have to abort. Okay, on to the next challenge. Prom night. Prom night. Okay, so a solid knight f3 there. It's going to be London system, is that? Given I'll do this to sort of mix things up, because London system in that position is not entirely desirable. This is more like Leningrad Dutch territory now. I can play for Queen E8 and E5 potentially. Does he play D5? Is it more accurate to play Knight H5 here? Because only D5 there's Knight E5. Maybe that's more accurate. In fact, I can play for E5 straight off the bat after. If the bishop goes to H2, E5 straight off the bat. Will I be worried about DE, DE? I'm covering G4. There's no G4 immediately. I'll be threatening E4. Okay. Can I take on G3? And play E5. That looks kind of interesting. You're taking away from the centre and losing the bishop. I don't think Knight G5 is convincing. So I think I want to take on G3 and play E5. The situation there. You know, I kind of really like this pawn on C4 because otherwise this diagonal's quite accessible. If there was any a sacrifice to take away my H pawn, you can imagine this diagonal combined with this H file will be quite dangerous after such a piece sack. But because there's a pawn on C4, okay, that's interesting. I can still go for E5. I'll put this back, go for E5. Now maybe E4, Knight G6 to E5 is interesting, or just F4. Although I'm weakening that E4 quite a bit. Alright, here it seems as though I should do this. Give me that G file. C6 will give Queen B6 and Queen B2, which might be annoying if he castled over there. So C6. Is he just playing for Knight D4? Can I just rule that out for a moment? This structure, just to rule out Knight D4. Unless he wants to take, but that's another pawn towards the centre. Okay, I thought this was mostly harmless. Knight D4, Bishop D7. Knight D4, Bishop D7, and Rook B8. Is that plausible? Okay, so Rook B8 seems, and D5 seems interesting, as though C5 and D4 would be on the cards. If he doesn't do anything, if he doesn't do CD, but if he does CD, I like the idea of unblockading there. It looks as though there's a central pawn mobility to this. So Queen B6 check here. Now if Bishop F2 there's E3. D4, there's a tactic with Knight G4 as well to factor in. Okay, if I just put pressure on the C file. Oh, hang on, that's Knight D5. Okay, bishop e6. Bishop going back to e6 for a moment. Queen e3, is that ridiculous? Bishop f2, the queen's getting ridiculous. Queen c7 for a moment. Right back here. I can sort of pin that guy and give my queen d6. Is d6 a square? So bishop e4, queen c1. I don't know if queen d6 would be is that something? So I guess, okay, knight h5, putting a lot of pressure on f4 all of a sudden. That seems desirable. And also there's pressure on d4 as well. That's going into a self-pin if I take, though, on f4. This loses a piece. I can just take and then take on d4. Oh, now there's queen f4. Okay, I can centralize the knight and stop the use of c5. I can play this to get this weakened structure with pawn mobility now. f3 or knight h4 check. Okay, so f3 looks really quite good for knight g5 and bishop h3. Okay, okay, I'll take this guy off to simplify. Oh, there's a check anyway to win a piece. These pawns are queening. Yeah, there was a bit of pressure there. Okay, thanks. I thought I'd mix things up with that f5, that early f5. Okay. Schrammel, okay. Commit to f5 here. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering queen e8 is, queen e8 is sort of tempting. This looks a bit slow now. There's a5, a positional move I've seen before in King's Indians. The idea like b5 knight b4, and if b takes, that takes the warriors out of the equation. And if he plays for bishop a3 and taking it, even if I lose a pawn, my dark squares are strong. So if I'm ever going to play for e4, this and try and open this diagonal, this is without a counterpart. So a5, b5, knight b4, if you ever took and won a pawn, I've got the bishop without a counterpart. So I'm wondering a5 just as a sort of a positional pawn sack here, just to get the bishop without the counterpart. Otherwise it's just decentralizing. I don't know, it's sort of career path after knight d8. It's going to take some time to evolve back in the center. So bishop a3, e4, and try and do something with these dark squares now. That should result. Okay, so e3 coming up. Looks a little bit dangerous, but this knocking out the f3 knight from h2 means queen h5, knight g4, that crude stuff is going to be more effective than usual. Also got this rook and this bishop conspiring on f2 here. So happy days for a moment. E3, f3. The thing is, does that help defend his position? He is threatening to munch that pawn potentially. Queen h5. I don't think I've got enough for a pawn set there. Knight e4. I think he's just winning a pawn there. So e3 might be more of a nuisance move here. And then just maybe h5, h4 to try and soften this pawn chain, the 2 pawns here, if f3 is played. If he plays f4, then g4 is going to be weak, and that's... I thought he wouldn't do that. Okay. So d6 here. I think in this scenario, this bishop's really good. Probably queen h5 and bishop g4 and rook ae8, or that kind of thing. Okay, so queen h5 here. He hasn't taken that knight off yet. Why can't I just... Yes, he's going to take that under favourable circumstances. Should I just take on... There's bishop f5 though. Can I just win an exchange? With bishop f5. That looks like a nasty skewer against the rook. Okay, so that's what I wanted, for him to use up the bishop. So queen h5 here. And rook. Okay, this pawn's hanging as well. Oh well. But it doesn't matter. Rook ae8, knight g4, knight f2. That looks devastating. If I get a knight to f2, that really does use that bishop without the counterpart. Bishop h3 first here would seal the h3 pawn down, lock that down, which means knight g4, bishop g2, then without any h3, h4 defensive resource. So knight g4 looks good. Is there knight e7 check? No, I think knight g4. So I'm threatening bishop g2, queen h2. There's also knight. Okay, so there's knight f2 here. Which, if the queen moves, bishop takes, queen h3, king g1. And move g5 is interesting to try and knock out this defensive resource. Bishop d2 and rook f3. g5 is interesting. Any knight e7 check, king h8 has got queen a1 check. If king f7 instead, that might be plausible. Queen d5 check, it takes the queens off. So back to knight f2 for a moment. Or rook ae8, knight c7. I think knight f2 is probably the interesting candidate. I like the idea of a rook lift, actually. I'm going to try and go for a rook lift. Hang on, bishop c5 first, because otherwise there's b6. I think a rook left like this, and then that would mean bishop g3. Bishop takes g2. If a rook was over here, queen h3, it looks devastating, a rook left maneuver. Rook here, rook e6, rook h6, bishop g2, queen h3, knight h7. Would I get the chance though? He's got knight c7. Try and encourage this knight to go back, and then rook e6, rook h6. No, hang on. There's always queen. Oh, there's queen d5. Yeah, I think I'm just messed up. Yeah. Uh-oh. as this as well. Okay. That's not exactly how I imagined things happening. Okay, but they did. This G file could be good. Would he take that? Rook F4. Okay. I have to play the position again. My king could probably walk into some light squares here, I've just noticed though. Is he giving me a pawn? That's a bit generous. Attack E2. I'm not sure I'm getting mated there necessarily. Try and double the rooks. 34 seconds, okay. I think I have to liberate the pawn. So E2, Rook D1, Bishop F2. Rook C2 and King F3. We're going to try and make me with F5 check or something. Stop this pawn. There's Bishop G3 on the way. Bishop E5. It's handy. F4. Why didn't I take that? I've got my king over here. Oh. Yeah. No. This is mega tough. Oh, I could have gone either way. Oh dear. I had to try and liberate that pawn with the exchange sack. Yeah, no, this knight c7 and queen d5. Very refutational aspect to that. Getting the queens off. I was dreaming of an attack, which never happened. I'm hoping if he takes, he weakens some light squares, but he's not taking. If I play this, I'm weakening f5. This is proxy or what? This move, proxy. This is wants the f5 square. Okay, under these circumstances, with the tempo, I might be persuaded. Because the knight's not coming to f5 that easily now. Queen b2, rook b1, it's a bit of a backfire. Oh, I can go for the attack here with h5. Maybe knight takes or king takes safer. Just to have rook b1 and queen b2 without losing c3. Okay, so g4 for h5. My rooks are connected after all. Hello. Rooks are connected. How you doing over there on h1? I'm okay. Okay. Okay, G4. So anyway, G takes. G takes. Let's pin that bishop. King F2, Queen E2, Queen H5 as a plan. Is there a way of making that safer without F6 blasting the F file with my king on the F file? What about King D1 instead? King D1 slightly safer, then Queen B2 is more effective probably. So there's no rest for this king here. What if I just double the rooks for a moment? Okay, it's going to be knight c6ing it. Well, I want to protect d4 and pin that bishop. Rook g5, rook g1. It holds d4 as well against knight c6. Dual purpose. Move knight f3. So rook g5, rook g1. Double the rooks. There's a bit of a trade-off there. My queen could have gone to h5 on a good day. Okay, bishop d4 with tempo or knight d4. It's always got check. Maybe knight d4 is better. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. He's going to check me. And then play f6 probably. Queen a6 and f6 at some point round about here. I have sort of clamped down f6 a bit harder with the bishop on d4. Right, I'm going to prepare to double the rooks. I think, I don't know if I get time. f6, I get to double these rooks or not. Yes. You can go for a triple battering ram. He's kind of released that central tension as well. I could just maybe take on h5 as well. So this move knight d5 looks pretty tasty for e6. Is that refuting knight d5? Is it too much counterplay? It looks kind of tempting. Oh, I can't stop. I can't avoid not doing it. I don't know why I can't help it. I can't help it. It's probably too forceful. I could have done numerous things. I could have trebled on the G file. There's e6, queen e6, rook g7. Maybe on this occasion it's mostly sound. Queen b6, I'd just take the rook first, then take on g7. On rook e7, rook g7. It might be on this occasion sound. Let's just take on g7. There's always rook g8 and taking that rook. On queen e6, rook g8, take this rook. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Okay, that G file was too dangerous there on that occasion. From Idle. Okay. Can I try B3 for a bit of variety? Fluid. And I test with this caveman-y move. Would he just ignore it? Okay. There's nothing suspect about that, I guess. Knight G E4, knight takes bishop G4, but if he plays this, then there's knight F6. If he, I can't. He's tempting me for this tactic. Oh, he's tempting me. Bishop E2, knight F6, bishop F6, queen E2. The bishop's not ideal on F6, surely. The breaks are not on the pawns here. H5 is still possible. Okay. I think, should I play H5 while I've got the chance? It's away from the bishop. Before he plays H5, and that's a fixed target on H4. Just put the pawn away from the bishop. Not being a fixed target. Okay, so maybe G3 here. To hold the squares. Take towards the center. Castle. Right. Let's hold this second rank for a moment. Put the king over here, so it's not check if I move the knight. Tactical possibilities now, like knight d5, knight b5. Knight d5, knight b5, knight e4. Any use? Any of them? I like the structure. Keeps these dark squares protected. A4, queen b5. Rook f2 might be handy. No, it's a little bit passive, this position. What would be a decent plan? I don't know if I've got a decent plan. A3 for B4, is that ridiculous? If you ever took Queen C4, the Queen C5. Alright, I think I'm going to go for... I'm preparing e4 here, protecting f4. e4. Alright, he can win h5 if he wants, but his queen's getting away from the king. Alright, I'll go with aggression now. I'm weakening d4 as well. There's queen c4 though, isn't there? So, okay, something like put my king away or knight d5. Knight d5. So I'm threatening knight f6 and bishop d4 right now. He could play queen h1, but my queen's protecting f1. So knight f6 and bishop d4. Clear an imminent threat. Knight f6, bishop d4. It's counterintuitive. If there's knight d4, the knight's kind of a liability there. Bishop d4 is picking up material here. There's bishop f2, bishop f2. I'm picking up material. Is it worth it? It might be. There's an alternative in rook h2, but I like the idea of picking up 2 pieces if I can get away with it. Can I get away with it? Is he taking there? On f1? I don't really want to put a pre-move in just for stress related, even though it might speed up things. I want to have that reassurance that there's weird and wonderful options. Let's not put a pre-move in of queen takes f1. Okay, I'll play the move carefully, I hope. Yeah. So I'm threatening knight e7. Bishop e3 looks solid, holding g1 to start off with though, and holding d2. I need my queen ideally off the back row, but there's queen b5, knight e7 incoming. Okay, there's knight f6 for e5. Let's just go back to base for a moment. I don't want to lose pieces. King b2, queen b5, king b2, just in case there's nasties on the back row. Okay, so actually b4 here, trying to peel open the king side. Before there's pawn queens, I have to try and get over here for the attack. b6, queen c4, queen c7. Fawn pawn. Oh, I have got my fawn pawn t-shirt on today. Fawn pawn with b6. Okay, so queen c4 check and a fawn pawn arrival is probably better than to fawn or not to fawn is the question. I think I'll fawn because I've got the t-shirt on for fawn pawn. Okay, so queen d6 gives bishop c5. That's pretty quick for threatening checkmate. Faster than pawn queens. I think bishop c5 is huge. Alright, got a bit lucky there. Thanks. Killer cat. Why am I pre-moving this? Why do I want to pre-move that? There's a casualness for weakening dark squares here, I've noticed. Okay. I wonder if I can tap into this dark square complex later. Okay, this G-file readiness to try and use the G-file. I don't need to play F5. I'm going to go with knight D4 instead. D5. It looks as though I'm gaining some space here if I play D5. E5. F6. Well, I'll get that nice D5 square of bishop E4. It looks as though there's pawn mobility on D takes. These pawns look a bit mobile. F5 here might be more a positional thing to try and get the knight on D5 to go to C3 or something later. F5 looks interesting. With that bishop blocked, I don't know about this G file for white. Okay, so knight D5, bishop E6 looks nice for a moment. Now, the knight's ready to go into E3, and also white can't cross queenside because of the knight on D1. Is it actually possible that I can play bishop E6 and maybe B5, B4, knight C3? Or is that ridiculous? If I want to give the knight another square. Okay. Knight B4 to C6. Knight B4 to C6. Maybe it kind of tickles these weaknesses if A3 there's weaknesses being created. Okay, so bishop E6 drops B7. Would that matter? Does that backfire in some way? White's underdeveloped. I don't know if taking that rook B8 gives my pieces more options there. Okay. I don't think he'd want to double because rook B8. It looks as though there's pressure on B3. Could I play bishop E6 and knight A5? Bishop E6, knight A5. Oh, there's queen H4, queen G2. It's not really doing much necessarily. Queen H4, queen G2. Is that really mostly harmless? FG is not doing anything. Okay. Intriguing. Maybe blockading move just for positional. Probably just blockade for a moment. Bishop E6. Possibly queen B6. Put pressure on B3 actually. And then rook 88. It just looks, yeah, some simple moves maybe here. He's got a nice blockade on D3 though himself. Knight D3 puts pressure on C5. But hang on, what about this pawn? Does that have to be dealt with? In fact, isn't there knight A5 potentially? On B4 there's knight takes C4. And if B takes, that bishop's hanging. Knight A5 here, that's a nuisance, isn't it? Bishop D1, there's knight C4. If B takes, there's queen B2. Okay, so knight A5. So 2 threats. Knight c4, queen b3, well 3 threats. Knight b3, or bishop c4, 4. Okay, there's 4. There's 2 pawns attacked. I can either take bishop c4, knight c4, knight b3, queen b3. Queen b3 here, queen b3, knight b3, bishop d4, there's knight d4. I think queen b3 is safe enough. Queen d2, there's knight c4. Queen d1 I take, queen e2, bishop c4. Okay, I think queen b3 is safe enough. He could take, and then bishop b7, so I have rook b8, bishop moves somewhere, there's knight d2 forking the rooks. So all in all, queen b3 seems to have happy endings here, in theory. In theory. So maybe that tickling move the night before wasn't that bad for a3, weakening b3. It's b3 that I'm now celebrating. So without the tickling knight b4 move earlier, this wouldn't be an issue. There's bishop c4 here. Okay, there is bishop b7 getting a pawn back. Well, the rook though. Okay, I can hold this guy. b5, bishop e6, c4. The pawns look like dangerous. Holding g4 still, taking the pawn to hold g4 and e4. I think I just want to have b5, bishop e6. Okay, that's not going to happen for a moment. Can I grab this pawn? I could take and then c4. He could play rook b3. That is possible. Maybe that's not such a big deal. So c4. Rook e6. I can go into a self-pin potentially. I don't think that's too dangerous in these circumstances. You can't double the rooks. There's also, in fact, rook e7 for rook e1 check and rook c1. I'll go with that one. These pawns look really dangerous. So I'll press for d2 here. Alright, there is knight f6 to worry about. Alright, c3, there's knight c3, okay. Alright. I'll play for b5 then. Alright, now d2. Ties that pins. I'll just get these pawns going with c3. That's queening. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that was interesting. Very interesting. Thanks for the game. Okay, so b3. I like playing b3 recently. It's got an originality to it. Larson spirit of originality. Okay. Oh, is the opponent gone? So I'm a bit tied up. Sorry, I don't know who that is at this time. Okay, it's very windy outside. It's record wind speeds coming up in about an hour. So 2 o'clock was the thing about the wind. Oh, hang on. Yona's premium member. Yeah. I'll try this Budapest. I've been meaning to sort of try it out. Okay. I have played it occasionally in Blitz. So the idea of Rook A6 over to H6. Someone played a really smooth Budapest against me once. Worked out that treat, this plan. I was crushed in about 20 moves. Okay, so do I start off with Knight F3? Doesn't unveil the plans just yet. Queen D5 is a concern. There's always actually the concern of Queen D5 anyway on Rook A6. I don't think I can get this maneuver in that easily at the moment, necessarily. Maybe, Queen D5, Queen E7. Alright, let's try the Budapest Rook maneuver. Especially the bishop's not on this diagonal. Rook H6 is very tempting. So Queen H6, Queen H4 coming up. Now here, for H3, for D6, Knight C5, Bishop H3, G3. Is there anything better than that? Oh, hang on, there's Bishop E5. That doesn't work at all. That holds H2. It might be better to play Knight F3 if this plan is worthwhile. It doesn't lose immediately, Knight F3. So Queen F3, Queen H4, H3. This might be more prudent. I'm not sure I like this now. This whole thing. We're messing around too much. This G7's hanging as well. Knight F3 and Bishop F8. This is getting ridiculous. But it might be necessary. Bishop F8, D6. Let's take this slowly again. Hold on a sec. So D6, Queen H4. Too many liabilities in my position here to pull this off. D6, Queen H4. He did blunt that bishop on that diagonal. It was mostly pointless on that diagonal. Okay, so he's coming to the defense there. So D6 here seems plausible. Opening up at least this bishop. He's got a rock solid defense. Oh, let's just use G6 instead. I think I'm just going to forget this whole plan now and play Bishop E7 and castling. Yeah, it was an adventure anyway while it lasted. There's a strategic break C5 to lock down, in fact, if I have time for that, B6. B6, do I have time for that? Bishop E7 and castling. Oh, hang on, there's Bishop G4 here. Is that a tactical blunder? Bishop G4, I can win the exchange. or worse, because I'm hitting the queen after queen g3. Bishop takes, I'm hitting the queen. Yeah, it's a bit of outrage, but I have got a book on the Budapest, this rook a6 maneuver. I thought, oh, that's cool, it's super cool. Occasionally, I'm wondering if I can pull off that Budapest rook maneuver. I'm not making this up. You think I'm making up this plan? It's in my book. I don't know if the guy that wrote the book was crazy or something. It's in my book. Okay. So G takes. Bishop e7. Okay. This is okay, isn't it? If I just castle. I hope it's okay. Can I not just castle here? F5 or bishop e6. I think f5 is going to be handy for bishop f6 and bishop h3 at some point. I think bishop f3 actually. Bishop f3. Just to weaken those light squares a bit. I don't think bishop h6 has mated me yet. Oh, f5 is going to drop though. Isn't that also bishop f6 for a skewer anyway? Maybe his best is rook f5 to stop this bishop f6. We'll give him some options. Okay, bishop f6 for a skewer. Oh, hang on. What was wrong with c5 as well? That would have been hitting the queen and hitting the rook. Hang on. There's no queen d1 anyway, so this is quite good, surely. There's no queen d1 protecting that rook. This skewer will have to do. Okay, so bishop takes a1. Surely that's cool. I just take the rook. It's an irreversible decision. The rook's not going to magically reappear unless there's under promotion later. It'll be a different rook. It will look like a rook, but it will be a different rook. Okay, so bishop g7 here or bishop e4? Bishop e4. Bishop g7 coming up. Alright, so queen f6 threatens queen a1. Put this bishop back then. Oh, there's queen f4 here. Oh, there's a bishop d4 check. And I'm not sure it matters anyway. I'll put the queen back. I think bishop d4 plan. Okay, thanks for the game, Yannick. Yeah, I was probably getting in trouble there with silly business. It's sometimes dangerous, these openings on Blitz. Maybe I can try and repeat the Budapest in this game. No? Okay. Knight c6 French. Knight e4 is tempting for a moment there. f5 the way he's playing it. This is okay. This is not very not that pleasant for me. Try and get rid of the light square bishops as a priority. Okay then, h6. Then try and get rid of light square bishops. What's this? This is exotic, isn't it? What's going on here? What's happening? Is it because it's a 3-minute game? There's bishop g5 here now as well. So I want to play bishop h4 and disrupt the king. Maybe g5. f4. Or am I pushing things too much? Queen e7 seems plausible. Right. c6 seems plausible for a moment. It gives me bishop e6 threatening bishop d5. Okay, there's some piece playing here. Yeah. Knight d7 with piece play. Well, the king's in the center. It's an X-ray for the king. Immediately, well, king f7 coming up. Oh, he's got a point there. Yes, maybe this was dumb. Giving back a piece for nothing. Well, his king's kind of a sitting duck there. If the queen's come off, surely my knight e5 is going to be dangerous anyway. Although I've given the piece back, there's an asset here. There's a pass pawn there. And e5 seems to be dropping off, followed by d3 potentially. Okay, I can connect the rooks. That gives me queen e5, doesn't it? I've stopped bishop f4 as well, technically. Queen e5. Still go with this d-file business. Okay. I'm hoping to collect return on the investment here. Oh no. Didn't. Okay, I've just blundered a rook there instead. Crikey. Oh, that was bad news. it's pre-move time anyway. If I can play a few pre-moves or not. Oh, it's just oh, I hate this game. I hate this game. Oh, it's driving me mad. I'm already mad. I picked up chess. Okay, no answer. Okay, you have to be mad to play this game. At this time limit, it's crazy. Okay, no. I thought it was all over with this file. My intuition was telling me it's all over with that file, and then Bishop D8. This move, Bishop D8. It protects his queen. I just didn't think, how could such a cruel move exist, Bishop D8? I was hoping for Rook D8 and then picking out on the D file. It's a disaster, isn't it? It's a disaster after that. It's 1 o'clock anyway. Okay, I gotta just do some roof repairs and stuff, post hurricane audit. Okay, I'll see you another time. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed the session. Gonna check the damage. Okay, have a good rest of Sunday. Hope it's not too windy for you. Okay, thanks so much.